Hi everyone and welcome to DR Boxing Weekly. I am Laurie and I'm in the house with my friends here. First on my immediate right, we've got James, the Teofimo Simp. What are you saying, bro?
Damn right. How are you, man?
To my immediate left, we've got the voice of reason, Nick Francis in the house.
That's good.
And to my far left, I've got just asked me one question, Mr. Shane Willoughby in the house. What are you saying, bro?
I'm good, bro.
Right, let's get started. So last week we did a watch along to the Josh Taylor Teofimo Lopez fight. Very good fight, got to say that. Also, we have to say it was a bit of an upset. Some people are saying it was a shock. I didn't think it was a shock, but certainly surprised a lot of people, the performance. Let's move around the table. Let's start with Shane. What was your thoughts on the fight, bro?
Yeah, I thought it was a very, very good performance from Teo, but a very, very poor performance from Taylor. For way below par, not way below his actual level, and he got absolutely beat comfortably.
Because you predicted that he was going to stop Teo, right?
Yeah, I did, and I genuinely thought a prime Taylor will be a damaged Teofimo Lopez. It looked like the other way around. It was a prime Teo beating a damaged Taylor.
Right. Before I go into it a bit further, Nick, you saw the fight as well. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, again, like I said at the time, I think Teo is one of those fighters that, you know, you put a big name in front of him and he's going to perform. You know, we see that with Tyson Fury. We see that with some other fighters as well. Tyson Fury is probably the main one that's like that. And when he's fought people like Sandor Martin and lesser opponents, he just doesn't G himself up. He can get through them and he can win, but he can't really deliver that performance. But when you put someone in front of him, he can really deliver that performance. But I do think that Taylor was really poor, really poor, really disappointing. I've watched it back and I just feel really disappointed with him and with what he delivered.
All right, hold your fire. We're going to come to you in a bit. James, he says, smiling all smugly. He was the one person around this table to give him
shock.
Credit,
he
that
says
predicted that Teo was going to win, although you
upset.
did say he was going to flatline.
He says shock.
No, it wasn't upset. He wasn't up. He was definitely an
It
upset.
was the most obvious prediction one could ever give.
You didn't predict it.
I told you, Teofimo Lopez, he's just on a different level. There are levels, there are wave frequencies that you have to be on to fight a man like Teofimo Lopez, and unfortunately Taylor is not on that level. Was it his ideal performance? Do I think he was at his creme de la creme level? No, I don't. But against a guy like Teofimo Lopez, who's that smart, he's that explosive, he can cut you from all angles, you have to be on your, I mean, a better than A game to be even on that man's level. And
well, okay then, so the fight,
it was just a masterclass.
The fight unfolded in a way that surprised a lot of people. So I scored it after the first 4 rounds. I had it level. But after then, I think that Teo pretty much ran away with it. I think I gave Josh Taylor the 10th round. Whether that was a round that Teo took off, maybe he did, because in the 11th and 12th, I mean, he nearly stopped Taylor in the 12th.
Yeah.
Are there any extenuating circumstances? Because we did talk about weight in the pre-fight predictions, and I said that I thought Josh Taylor might be struggling at the weight. Which he was, because if you look at his previous fight, before the Teofimo fight, that was against Jack Catterall 15 months ago. When you looked at him on the scales, he looked emaciated. This time he appeared to do the weight well. However, it was obvious to me after about 5-6 rounds he had no legs there. Now, is that down to the weight, or is that making excuses?
Not at all.
Nick?
No.
No. Well, hang on a second. When I tried to talk about extenuating circumstances with Teofimo Lopez about his age, about his marital issues and other things going on, you guys all lambasted me, and now we're making the same argument for Taylor.
We just said
I'm throwing that out there because there's a school of thought, and I must admit I am sort of part of that, although I'm not wholly sold. But come on now, Josh Taylor's had back-to-back poor performances. And I'm saying, is it a coincidence that this is a man, he's been doing light welterweight now since he came out of the Olympics, 11 years ago.
Potentially,
that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean anything. It means nothing. Because for me, he's been doing it for his entire career. But I do understand for the Jack Catterall fight, because obviously he didn't have he wasn't motivated for the fight. The reason why I say it's all cap is because for me, I didn't think he looked bad on the scales at all. He looked comfortable.
No, but you can look decent on the scales and still
perform
poorly.
He's got a style that just doesn't age well. It does. When you get to certain ages, the way he fights, where your face first, it takes away a lot of the damage that you consistently take from fights. It takes away the years from.
But then that begs the question: why did you predict Teo to stop? Why did you predict?
Because
Taylor
I didn't expect him to age overnight. He hasn't fought in 15 months. That's more of an issue for me. 15 months of inactivity is way more of an issue.
That's a huge issue.
Teo fought the other day, so
yeah, similar. Like it's, you know, it's not that Teo stands no chance of beating him, but it's the nature of the victory. It's such a. I think I had it 9-3, maybe 10-2. But it's that wider margin, and I just, he's begging for a rematch now because he knows that he just didn't. He's not going to get one. It's completely pointless. He's not going to get it. But he knows that performance just wasn't it. To lose, fair enough. To go out on your shield, fair enough. But he's just got to be disappointed. And I don't think the weight is an excuse.
Maybe not, but I think he needs to move up to 147. He's done at 140.
He needs to finish.
Who does he fight at 147?
Okay, so that's Josh Taylor. Let's concentrate on the winner. Teofimo Lopez, great performance. As I said, I thought he had a real good chance. I said on the pre-fight shows that his athleticism and his skill would give him a real good chance. But he performed better than even I thought. So well done to
Not
Teo.
as good as Shane fought, though. Not as good as James fought, though, because James thought he was going to knock him out.
But what I want to talk about next is, in the immediate aftermath of the fight, Teofimo Lopez said he was going to retire. Personally, I think that's cap. But let's go to
Of course it's cap, mate. It is marketing genius, all right? It's straight out of the Floyd Mayweather-McGregor playbook, all right? The biggest fight you have is your return fight. Nobody's more excited for that than any other fight you'll have. And that is exactly what he's doing. He's fake retiring. It gets people talking.
Or is it to do with money? Because he's been saying that he's been underpaid by
It's to do with money. It's to do with marketing. It's to do with everything. And there is no better time to do it than when you're on top. It is a genius marketing move.
So you don't think he's going to retire?
And it's going to work effectively. Of course he's not going to retire. He's going to be back before we know it.
No, this just...
do we even care?
No, personally, I do care because I do think there's a lot of fights with him involved in it that I would actually want to see. So I do hope, I know he's going to continue. There's too much money on the table. The fact that you even brought up the fact that he isn't well paid, that makes it even more of a reason why I know he's not going to retire. When you got people like Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia, Devin making the type of money that they're making, and Teofimo Lopez, who two-weight world champion, there's no way he's going to walk away from the money that's on the table.
Are you suggesting in that his comments about, I
just think it's
black
emotion.
fighters, do you think that had something to do with it then? The fact that he's not getting paid enough?
Potentially, but I also feel like it's people say things out of emotion. Like when he was saying he was retiring, I personally just think it was more out of emotion. He's like, he's been... but he's doubled down on it since the fight. Yeah, don't believe it. Just don't believe it. It could be because of he's still got a deal with Top Rank for I think another 2 fights, so maybe he's trying to get himself out of it.
Nick?
I did hear something about some court cases that he's going through and things in his personal life, which maybe if he can pause...
Well, he's getting divorced. Apparently.
Yeah, so if he can pause his income for a period of time, that could have a potential income.
Smart,
yeah, that'd be quite smart to pause his income so he doesn't have to give as much money away. But a lot of the good fights that are out there for him are black, and not to play the race card, he himself said he doesn't want to fight black fighters, or he said they can keep their black fighters. So maybe that's.
I'm sure if the money's right.
But his dad did call out Devin Haney after that. So
he did, but he said he wanted 20 million.
Yeah, I know.
That's not going to happen. For me, listen, it was typical Teo. He's put in a great performance, and now what he wants to do is attention seek by putting that out there. Yes, there is a little bit of marketing strategy. Yes, there is a little bit about the protest about the money he's getting paid. He thinks he's underpaid. That was a statement win for him. So off the back of that, now he can grandstand and talk about retiring. But there was also that attention-seeking thing, that old Teo that rubs people like me up the wrong way, to be honest. He could have said, I want a break from boxing. He could have said, for my next fight, I hope I'll be more handsomely rewarded than I am now. Instead, he chose to go down.
But that's not going to make the headlines.
No, but hold on. He chose to go down a route where we all know it's cap. So, to me, I just thought it was a bit tacky.
But if he'd have said that, then would we be talking about this right now? No, it's because he came out and said that he's retiring. That's why everyone's talking about it. If you just say, well, I would like to be paid a little bit more, well, I might stop fighting down the line.
No, but that's the sensible way of going about things.
Yeah, but sensible doesn't
You doesn't have to say it
money.
like that. You said like a nerd. You didn't have to say it like that.
I mean, he could have done what Terence Crawford done when he had Bob Arum sitting right next to him and was like, yeah, these guys ain't paying me well, so I got to fight. That's what he said. He could have done that.
Because don't forget, with that win, it's a very powerful leverage.
Oh, of course it is.
But for you to say you're going to retire, because what I would like to see happen is a WBO call his bluff and say, look, we're giving you 30 days. And if we want you to submit in writing whether you're retiring or not, because we will not let our belt be held hostage.
But there isn't a number one contender. That's the only issue.
Because why should other fighters careers be kept in abeyance just because he wants to grandstand.
Speaking of other fighters, though,
I mean, it's all right
who
with
would
you.
you even want to see him in there next with?
Jack Catterall.
Regis.
Tank.
Regis.
Ryan Garcia?
Listen, that division is stacked with talent, and what I'm saying is, why should that belt be brought on hold just because he wants to attention seek and show out?
Well, when you're the champ, you make the rules.
And the
Why
rules
did I
are
say-
I'm not
he's
saying
like-
it's right or it's wrong, but that is kind of how it works.
He's just like Tyson Fury. He's a lightweight Tyson Fury.
Yeah,
Which
they're
is
all-
good, both entertaining people.
Right. So okay then. So I'm going to keep this very very straight and very clear. To me, it's Cap. He'll be back in the ring
Facts.
before the end of the year, and I
yeah.
just think this retirement thing is nonsense. Shane,
Yeah, same.
Nick,
It's marketing for people with no brain and no creativity.
Yeah,
That just
absolutely.
sounds like you're sending a shot to my man here.
That's a sly dig, and he's brought that
But
out.
how's that- how's that
But
dig at you? Are you
marketing
retiring?
geniuses.
No, but since as you picked Tio to win above all of us, we'll give you the last word. Take it out.
Like I said, it's another beautiful move from another tactical marketing genius. That's all it is. It's as simple as that. Of course it's Waffle. Of course he's going to fight soon. But it's a good play, you know?
You said waffle. We'll end on that note. Thank you very much, guys. See you soon.